So, if you haven't met me before, my name's Rachel Waring and I am one of the teachers on the Fitness in 15 platform. So welcome to Fitness in 15, and this will be a lovely yoga practice to start your day, or to do at any time of day actually. And we're just going to start seated. I'm a little bit snuffly, so bear with me. It's that time of year. As you can see, if you're not in the UK, it's still very dark here, so we're feeling very wintry. And with that in mind, we're going to do a fairly gentle practice this morning, but with a focus on the respiratory system. So this is the time of year for coughs and colds. So we're just going to be doing a little bit of a practice that will help support your lungs, basically. So there'll be a focus on breath work going on. So just first of all, coming to a comfortable seat. Hi. And just come to sit up really nice and tall. Close your eyes there and let your shoulders soften down away from your ears, so your neck stays nice and long. And just take a little bit of time here to check in, just noticing how you're feeling today. Not just in terms of sort of physical sensations, but also noticing the more subtle things that might be going on for you today. What are the sensations that accompany the breath? Does it feel a bit restricted, or are you feeling free to move? And in fact, what's the texture and quality of the breath? Often first thing in the morning, our breathing can be a bit sort of shallow and choppy. So just noticing, there's no need to try and change anything, you're just going for awareness. And then noticing again on a more subtle level still, your energy levels, your emotional state, and your state of mind. Again, no need to try and change anything just yet. We're just noticing what's going on. And then just bringing one hand to heart center, one hand to your belly. And taking a moment to set an intention for your practice and for your day. Just let that sink in. And then releasing your hands down, slowly start to blink your eyes open. So as I said, we're going to start with a little breathing practice. So really focusing on awareness first of all. I want you to really notice how it feels in terms of the physical sensations when you expand and contract the rib cage when you inhale and exhale. So we're focusing specifically on the rib cage today. Normally when I'm doing breath work, I'm actually encouraging you to focus more on softening your belly and allowing the belly to rise and fall with the breath, which is also important. But in order to breathe more freely, not only do we need to relax the belly, but there can also be some surprising areas of tension around the rib cage that it's helpful to free up. So you're going to bring your thumb, we'll start on the right side, you're going to bring your right thumb up into the armpit and just find a gap between two of the ribs. Now just be mindful that there's lymph nodes in your armpit, and so that can be quite tender. So just try not to go directly on the lymph, and make sure you're not pressing directly onto a rib. You want to kind of find a rib and then fall off it into that intercostal space. So you're pressing quite firmly on the space in between two ribs, and you want to be fairly high up because we're going to be working our way down. So find that, and as you inhale, keep that pressure on and slowly lean towards the left side. So you're expanding the rib cage as you lean to the right, and you're just maintaining this pressure on that intercostal space. We're really on the intercostal muscles. And then as you exhale, you're coming back up. And then we'll move the thumb down 1 notch. So again, keeping that pressure constant. Now this may be quite tender. Quite a lot of us do have tension here that we're not even aware of until a yoga teacher makes you put pressure on. But hey, it will be helpful, I promise. So keep that pressure on the space. Inhale, leaning to the left, expanding the right side. Keep that pressure on the intercostal space. And exhale, come back up. And then moving down again, finding another space between the ribs. Inhale. And exhale. And then we'll go one more. Inhale. And exhale. And then just finding one of those spots. So if there was one that felt particularly tender, you might go back to that. And we're just going to stay here and keep breathing into that expansion. One more breath here. And then slowly coming up. And then resting both hands on your knees. I want you to close your eyes and take a big breath in and out through your nose if you can. And just noticing anything that might have changed, like any difference in sensation when you breathe between the two sides. So take another big breath, really notice how it feels. And let that go. Now we're going to take this on the other side. So bringing that left thumb quite high up into the armpit region, being careful not to press onto the lymph. Inhale. Expand away. Exhale, come back up. And don't be surprised if this is quite tender. Moving down a notch. Inhale. And exhale. Moving down another notch. Inhale. Now for the Brits out there, exhale. I like to call this I'm a little teapot. Breath release. Inhale. And exhale. Oh, one more. And then just finding one of those spots that felt like it was particularly helpful, shall we say. Inhale, expanding, and just stay there. Maintain that pressure. Just a nice steady breath here. And then exhale. Slowly come back up, releasing both hands down, and then again, we're just going to take a couple of full breaths and notice how that feels. If things feel maybe a bit more spacious around the rib cage, maybe a bit lighter, but just close your eyes, give yourself time to really be aware of the feelings in your body. Okay, and then just blink your eyes open. Fantastic. So from here we're going to take a little twist, but we're going to start working with active mobility first of all. So I want you to inhale, reach your arms up high. Exhale, cactus your arms and twist towards the right. Inhale, reach the arms up high. Exhale, twist towards the left. Inhale, reach up. Exhale to the right. Inhale, reach up. Exhale to the left. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, twist to the right. And then this time you're going to bring the left hand to the outside of the right knee. Right hand comes down behind your back. So moving from that active mobility, range of motion, into a more passive variation. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale as you twist. Looking back over your right shoulder. Ridley's just showing us his downward facing dog. Hi, darling. Inhale, come back up through center. Exhale, twist to the left, and then right hand comes to left knee, left hand comes behind your back. Inhale as you lengthen. Exhale as you twist. And really try to breathe as fully as you can here. And inhale, come back up through center. And exhale, release your hands down. Fantastic. We're going to come up to all fours from here. And just start to walk your hands out in front of you, lowering your chest down towards the floor. Now you might need to drop your forehead here, depending on the kind of range of motion in the shoulders and in the upper back. Especially if it's early where you are. If you're practicing this live with me and it is beautifully before 7 a.m. in the UK, welcome, but just be gentle with yourselves. If you know that you've got quite an open spine, you've got quite a reasonable range of motion in the shoulders, then you might choose to bring your heart down, chin to the chest. Breathe here. And then slowly shift forward. You're going to lower your hips down, bringing your elbows underneath your shoulders. Feet are hip distance apart or slightly wider, in fact. So this is Sphinx pose, slightly different to your traditional cobra pose that you might be familiar with. Now I want you to really press down your pubic bone, so you're tilting your pelvis and lift your low belly here. Roll your shoulders back, draw your heart forwards. Lovely. And then maybe press through the hands and start to float the elbows. But again, just be mindful, this can be quite a lot for the spine. Just see how you're feeling. And then just gently look over the right shoulder and then gently look over the left. And once more each side. And lower down. From here, you're going to come back, hips to heels. So coming towards a child's pose. Just take your time because we've been in a back bend, so you want to ease your way into that counter stretch. Reach the arms up in front of you, bring your forehead down to the mat. Big breath in here. Full breath out. Inhale, look up. As you exhale, you're going to walk your hands off towards the right. Now really stretch through those left fingertips. You can bring your right hand back by your hip if that feels helpful. And I want you to really keep that left hip heavy. So really root down that left side, lowering your forehead down to the floor and getting a really lovely stretch all along the left side. You might be feeling this in your side waist, you might be feeling it in your armpit, but really just trying to find lots of space there. And then inhale, look up. Exhale, we're going to switch. So right arm stretches off towards the left. Maybe left hand comes alongside your hip. Head drops down towards the floor. Really just soften the hips. Keep that right hip in particular heavy so you're really getting that lovely juicy stretch along the right side. And then inhale, look up. Exhale, stretch the hands out in front of you. Really stretch and then come up through all fours. Tuck your toes, lift your hips and come to a downward facing dog. So keeping your feet hip distance apart. And just keep it really nice and active. So you're pedaling through the feet, hands and wrists are shoulder distance apart. And just let your head hang here. And when you're ready, slowly starting to ease into stillness. We're going to take a twist here. So you're going to bring your right hand to your left leg. And just look out under that left arm. Now, right hand can be anywhere along that left leg, so wherever feels most comfortable for you. You might be holding onto your thigh, your calf, your ankle. Try not to hold onto the knee because you don't want to end up pulling on the knee and destabilize your down dog. So, wherever you are, just finding that gentle twist, looking out underneath the left arm. And then bring the right hand down and switch left hand to right leg, looking out underneath the right arm. Nice full breaths here. And then bring the left hand down. Now keep the knees soft. Inhale, look forwards. And exhale, slowly walking feet to hands. When you get there, take an inhale, look up, lengthen. And exhale, fold. From here, you're going to interlace your hands behind your back. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Keep the knees soft. And just stretch the hands away from your back. Maybe finding a little side to side movement. And let your head hang and then release the hands, bend the knees, lower the hips, reach forwards, lift the heels, come down to a seat. Fantastic. And just sitting up nice and tall there, close your eyes, soften your shoulders. Take a big breath in and let it go. Bringing one hand to heart center, one hand to your belly. And reconnecting with the intention that you set for your practice. The intention that you set for your day. And then release the hands down and blink your eyes open. Thank you for joining me. I hope that that short but simple practice has left you feeling a bit more free to breathe, feeling a bit more spacious around the lungs. And I will be here again same time next week. There's loads of these live 15-minute workouts available on the channel, so do make sure that you check back. and find something that will fit your mood. So have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you very soon.